Peace, ma'am. I hope your day's off to a great start. It's ThePreshaCooka, and I'm back with another video. In this video, I want to talk about Young Pharaoh. Now, yesterday I thought of him because, I'd heard Dr. Umar Johnson's name because, he's allegedly beefing with somebody else named Kevin Samuels. I might make a video about that. We'll see. And so Young Pharaoh popped into my head, and I was like, oh, I haven't really checked him out since the CPAC incident in February. If you guys remember or are aware of the story, Young Pharaoh had been invited to a Republican conference called CPAC. I think it runs every year. And right before, I think it was days before the conference, they disinvited him, because they said he was doing anti-Semitic rants. They had found some anti-Semitic rants from him. Now, here's the funny part, guys. Even though I don't agree with him doing any anti-Semitic rants, I think it was a bunch of bullshit, because if they had done any research on Young Pharaoh, they would have seen that Young Pharaoh often pops off and says a lot of inappropriate things at times. He says a lot of good things too. There's things that I've liked that he said, but he said a lot of controversial things. So I don't really believe the people them, because it just seems like they were shooketh. It seemed like a very predominantly white conference. It's also very conservative. I think he would have ate their asses alive, point blank, period. But I digress. So anyway, that was the last time I checked out Young Pharaoh's page. I used to watch him last year, but then I felt like he started going off the deep end, so I stopped watching him. And guys, when I tell you, I looked up Young Pharaoh and I could not find any of his pages. Now, if you know anything about him, you know that man has 11 pages. Okay, he has so many pages on YouTube, and I couldn't find not one of them. The other thing I said to myself, I said, I noticed that when I type his name in, there aren't any videos populating much about asking where he's been or what happened to him. So this kind of made me feel like, this could have possibly happened recently, because typically a YouTuber that size, when they go missing, people will be making videos about them. And I didn't see any videos inquiring about his whereabouts and where he's been at. So, it could have been since when I stopped watching him, or it could have happened recently. I don't know. If you guys know, please post in the comments if you know. Now, there are two options. Obviously, either YouTube took his channel because they've been going on this tirade and snatching, a lot of channels left and right, or he could have deleted or hid his channels. Now, I don't know, from what I gathered watching him, I can't really see a scenario where he would do that, where he would hide his channels. But, you never know. People do all kinds of things for different reasons. What I do remember, though, is last year, I remember he had came on and said that he was suing YouTube. And I remember him showing the court documents, where his lawyer, had, filed whatever with the courts about YouTube. And I remember at the time, I took it with a grain of salt, because that was the time when I was really starting to be done with him, because, there was just a lot of inconsistencies, and it just felt like there was some tap dancing and some stuff going on. So I said, And it's been alleged that he has raised money before and the funds weren't appropriated, or allocated, I should say, appropriately. Okay, they went to things that they shouldn't have went to. So to me, I was like, this could be a money grab. I don't know that I believe he's suing YouTube. You're still on the platform. And then he said, as a result of him filing this, he's been demonetized. And so for a while, I didn't see him getting any super chats, but then he was back to getting super chats at some point. So I don't really know. I don't know, guys. It makes no sense to me. So it could be related to the lawsuit. That was one thought. Or, he took it down because he's in a lawsuit with them and wants to see how things go. I did look up his website. He has a website, I think it's Aten University. And at first it was hard to find it, but I was able to find it. So his personal website is still up. But anything from YouTube has been scrubbed clean. So I don't know. It was giving me deleted teas, unless, again, he hid his channels or removed them on his own. Let me know in the comments what you think. Where did Young Pharaoh go? Do you know anything about it? Was it voluntary or involuntary? And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.